Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a C++ internal cheat. If you don't know, internal is a DLL, you have to inject it into the process, versus external, which is just an exe, which you can launch, which writes memory from outside of the process. So, the past few videos I've just been showing you stuff with like writing memory to pointers and offsets and stuff. So that's what basically this video is going to be, but instead of writing process memory, we're actually just going to be writing to the pointer from inside the process, because it's internal. And launch Visual Studio, create new project, empty project, and you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it internal underscore tutorial. Alright, and I'm going to be making this for Assault Cube. It's just a really good game for learning and all that. So we're going to go right here to this internal tutorial thing. Go to Properties, Advanced, use Unicode character set. We're going to change that to multibyte. Apply, go to General, and then change the exe to be a DLL. Just apply and OK. Alright, so we're going to go to Source Files. We're going to add a new item. We are going to call it DLL main. That's what a lot of people call their source file. You can call it whatever you want, or not the source file, but their main file. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm just going to be calling it DLL main.cpp. So we're going to do include windows.h. We're going to include iostream, and we're going to include. Actually, no, we don't need that yet. Okay, so we're going to do bool API entry, DLL main, and then h module, dword, ul underscore reason underscore for underscore call, lp void, LP reserve. So basically this is just calling the main thread. So let's see in a second here. We're going to do reason underscore ul, reason for call, and we're going to do case. This is just a switch case. So instead of doing if then, we're just going to be doing this instead. So DLL underscore process underscore attach. Okay, and then we're going to do close handle, create thread, null pointer 0, and then we're going to do LP thread underscore start routine, and then we're going to do main thread, and that's just going to be the name of our main thread. So it's going to be underlined with red because it doesn't exist yet, but we will make it exist in a second here. And we're going to do null pointer. Okay. So once we've done that, we can just go up here, dword win API. I have not spelled that right. Dword win API, and then call it whatever this is. So main thread. You can change the name, do whatever you want with it. So h module, and then just some brackets there. I also spelled dword wrong. There you go. So once we have that, we're just going to do case DLL underscore thread underscore attach, and then we're just not going to put anything there, and duplicate this 3 times. Yep. Then just change it to be detach. Alright, and then we're also going to do DLL underscore process detach. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to break it when it detaches, and then return true. Okay, sweet. So once we have this, we can get into the main code. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do allocate console. And this is just so we can actually print stuff to the console. Since it's not external, it's not going to have its own console window. We basically make one from the process. You'll see what I mean, but it basically opens a new window in the process, which is kind of cool. So file pointer, and then F, and then we're going to do FRE open underscore S, and then we're going to do and F, and then CONOT, and then dollar sign. Then we're gonna do W, and then STD out, sorry. Okay, and then just to print to the console, it's just print F, and then parentheses, whatever you want. We're just gonna call it assault cube internal test, and I spelled that wrong. Assault, yeah, there you go. Assault cube internal test. Alright, so, and then we're just going to do sleep 2000, and then free console. Okay, sweet. So, now we're going to do, actually I'll open up Cheat Engine for a second. Okay, so now I have Cheat Engine open. I'm also going to open Assault Cube here. Alright, go to single player, empty map. Alright, here we are. So I'm just going to attach the Cheat Engine to Assault Cube. Alright, and then I'm just going to add an address manually. This process will work for anything, any game, rather. So now we can see it's pointing to our ammo there. 15, 14 changes there. So if you don't know how to find a pointer already, I'll link a video in the description. I'm also going to do a Cheat Engine, like, basics video soon. But anyway, so just, we're just going to keep this Cheat Engine window open, just so we can see that pointer. So anyway, let me go back here, and then we're going to do dword module base. This is just getting the module base address. So then we're going to do dword get module handle, and then the name of the module. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the pointer here, this right here, it'll say, you know, for CSGO it's client.dll. Well, some of the addresses are in client.dll, but depending on the game, this will be different. So for Assault Cube, it's ac_client.exe. So we're just going to put that in here, ac_client.exe. Alright, and I'm just going to close out of that, put a semicolon here. Alright, and now we are going to do while not get async key state, and then we're going to do whatever key you want. I'm going to do the end key, so basically this is going to say when the end key is not being pressed, then it's going to execute whatever actions. So basically we're going to have it write to this pointer, and then whenever the end key is pressed, it'll basically just stop that. It'll stop writing to it. We're going to do go right below that bracket there, and then just do free library and exit thread, and then we're going to put in our module, so h module, and then 0. And then we're going to do return 0. So after we have this, this is kind of just like the basic structure of our DLL. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to do dword get pointer address. Alright, and this is just going to loop through all of our offsets in our pointer. It's going to read them and then add them to the address, except for the last one. I've gone over this in the last video and the video before this. It's just a function that we need to have just so we can actually make our pointer, I guess. So to do this, we're going to have to include vector. Alright. And then we're going to do dword pointer. I can't spell today. Dword pointer, and then we're going to do std vector dword, and then these are going to be our offsets. Alright. And then we're going to do dword address, or just address without the, just to simplify addr. An address is going to be equal to pointer, and then we're going to do for int I equals 0, and then I is less than offsets dot size, and then we are going to do semicolon, and then plus plus I. So it's just looking through all the offsets here. And then address equals keyword pointer address. And address plus equals offsets I. Alright, and now we're just going to return address. Okay, so now that we have our get pointer address function done, we can actually write to the pointer. So we're going to do int pointer ammo, and that's going to be equal to int pointer get module, get pointer address, and then module base, and then plus the address and the offsets. So we can just do we can just go to the pointer here, and we can go over here and just copy this, add a 0x in front of it because it's hexadecimal, we need to specify that. Alright, and then we're going to do a comma, and then a brackets here, and then we can just put in all of our offsets. So we're going to do 0x 374, 0x 14, and 0x 0. Alright, so now we have made a pointer here. It's called ammo. Alright, and it's set to the module base address, plus this address here, and then it just loops through all of the offsets using this get pointer address function, reads these two, and adds on this one, because if you can see, these two right here are in these brackets. So what it's doing is it's actually reading the address and then it's adding itself to it, and then for the last one it's just adding it to it. It's not actually reading. That's probably kind of hard to explain or to understand, but you'll get it eventually. So now we're actually just going to set the ammo pointer to whatever you want. I'm going to do 1337, and there we go. So one other thing is I'm just going to make it close the console whenever we press the end key. So we're just going to do if get async key state. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is just a quick and sloppy way, I guess. So we're going to do f close f. So just to close the console, the f variable here. So anyway, so now we can just click build solution. Alright. And we should see a path here. We can just click on this and then open file location. Alright. And then you're going to need a DLL injector. I personally use, what's it called? ALIS injector. I will link, I'll give you a link to this in the description. But anyway, we're using x86, because as you can see, our DLL is built in x86 because that's the game's architecture. It's in x86. So once we have this, we're going to go to our process name, and then find ac_client.exe. It's right there. Then we're going to add a DLL right here, and then just paste in the path. Press enter. Actually, you don't want to have the DLL there. You just take that out, and then go to the folder, double click on the DLL, and then just click manual map inject. So I'm just going to move this over here, move the injector here, and then we can just hit manual map inject. Alright, you can see that our console window opened up, and then we have our value of our ammo 1337 here, and as you can see when I'm clicking, the value isn't going down because it's constantly writing to it, and like I was talking about earlier, the console is actually part of the process. So if you just press end, it ends the console, and it also stops the loop that's writing to the ammo. So one other thing I want to show you real quick is if you want to, I don't know, keep the address and offset simplified or whatever, so it's not all in this one and you have to scroll the way down to update it or whatever, we're going to add a header file here, add new item, you can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it memory.h. Alright. And then we're going to include windows.h, windows.h, and include vector. Alright, then you're going to do namespace. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it mem. And then we're going to do a D word, and then this is the ammo, so we're just call it ammo. This is going to be set to the address here, 0x to signify it's hexadecimal, and then the address. And then we're going to do std vector, because the vector is what holds the offsets. That's the variable type. So we're going to do ammo, I'll call it ammo underscore offsets. And then set that equal to, actually we can just copy over what was here, instead of rewriting it. So equals, and then brackets and all of your offsets. Alright, so now we can go back here, and we can just replace this with mem, and then 2 colons there, and then whatever you called the variable, I called it ammo. Alright, and then we actually need to include it up here, so include, and then memory.h. Memory.h. There we go. And now you can see we don't have an error there. And then for the offsets, it was mem, and then ammo underscore offsets. Alright, and if you rebuild it, right there, rebuild. Go back to this whole cube, go back to the injector. We can just remove that one, and get the new one, manual map inject. And you can see it works the same. So I hope this one helped you out. Just a basic internal introduction, I guess. But yeah, that's it.